A bit of a concern about the colonial discourse or the colonial pitch that's been rampant in the media. I think what we're looking at first a respect of the need of Ethiopia for Ethiopia to develop. Second, the respect of the Egyptian lives who have the livelihood based on the Nile. However, there needs to be a legal ground to look at this. I think a lot of the Ethiopian discourse has always been about the historical and the colony. I mean, if we quickly look at the framework that governs the actual relationship from a legal perspective, we have the 1902 treaty. And the 1902 treaty, it was signed between the Emperor of Ethiopia and Britain on behalf of Egypt. So Egypt was equally colonized. I mean, it was not that Egypt was the conqueror of the world. I mean, we've actually signed the 1902 treaty between the Emperor of Ethiopia and Britain on behalf of Egypt. Even in recent times, in 1993, the Ethio-Egypt framework agreement, which was signed by the late Prime Minister Meles Zenawi, it did quote that the two parties need to agree on the necessity of the conservation and protection of the Nile waters. In this regard, they undertake to consult and cooperate in projects that are mutually advantageous. So I think I do not want to take away from Ethiopia's needs to develop. However, I do not want to play the colonial card, because the colonial card, as I would like to put it, takes away from the legal grounding. If we take this from a legal position, I dare say that Egypt's position is legally strong. However, if we want to fall back on renegotiating historical agreements, I think it's all good and well. However, this needs not to be done and by taking the Nile hostage and enforcing the status quo. I think this is where our disagreement is. I think we do agree on the fact that both countries have rights. You also need to look at this under the umbrella of Egypt only having one Nile.
William Davison.